Hi. Pause. Hi, it's Drew from the video. I just want to say, like, the last 7 minutes of this video are honestly my favorite part. So, like, stay tuned. I don't know, or go there. I don't know. Anyway, I have to go. I'm hungry. Bye. Because I literally am. Dude, I'm not mad. I'm just like, why would I? Because honestly, it makes me feel toxic that literally... I did that like 7 times, by the way, literally. I just had to get it right. Hi. I made this, by the way. It's not from Etsy. Could have fooled me. Could have fooled you. It's just from one of those nights. You ever have one of those nights where you just can't stop? But also, why would you? You don't want to. It feels so good. I'll usually do something like this on one of those nights where I just have this overwhelming sense of like euphoric love for everyone on planet Earth, which like, I know that sounds really nice, but it's not accurate to what my heart really feels. Like, I do have love in me. Trust me, okay? Contrary to what my ex-wife and ex-husband might believe, if you're keeping up, I did get divorced. My poly marriage has ended. I'm single again, but I am engaged to a new couple, Tad and Wendy. I'll see you soon. We haven't met yet. I have love, but I get in these moods where it's a little bit too much. It's like a drug of love, and it's kind of artificial. And it's never sustainable. Like, you ever get in one of those moods where 45 minutes to 45 hours later, you wake up from it and you're like, what was, no. Like, I don't agree with him anymore. Like, yeah, Havana by Camilla Cabello is a nice sounding song. Did I have to write an iMessage essay to my friend from middle school about how it's a masterpiece that changed music forever at 4 a.m? No, but I did. I honestly do a lot of things at 4 a.m. that I didn't have to do. Like, most things I do then, because the only thing you have to do at 4 a.m. is sleep, right? I guess feed your baby. If you have like a newborn and it woke up at 4 a.m., then yeah, you should feed your baby. Was that picture I took at 5:45 a.m. of literally a sweater laying on a chair really that wonderful? I like turned the sharpness tool all the way up on my iPhone and was convinced for like hours that I should work for Getty Images. Did I have to send 3 versions of it to my ex with the caption, sorry, I just feel really talented right now? Probably not. You ever text somebody at 5:45 a.m. and you're in like a it's 5:45 a.m. and I still haven't slept state of mind, and they're like, what's up? I'm just getting up for work, and you're like, I need to get it together. But you also kind of resent them because it's like, why won't you be fun with me? I want to like tell secrets right now like it's a sleepover and you're making coffee. It's rude. Also, around 6:15 a.m. I was in such a good mood that for like 20 minutes there, I forgave Thomas. You guys know what I mean. Thomas could be anyone. We all have a Thomas. I've always said that. Like 10 years ago, Thomas was really unnecessarily cruel in like a lot of almost creative ways. And I'm sitting there like, we're all people. Thomas is a person and so am I. Like, yeah, true, but irrelevant. I don't actually know anyone named Thomas. And also, we've all been a certain version of Thomas ourselves. Like, that's the hard thing, to admit that you're somebody else's Thomas. Also, I just realized I did know someone named Thomas in like elementary school, and he messaged me on Facebook like 2 years ago, something nice, and I totally ignored it. Nothing personal, Thomas. What if he saw this? He's like, dude, I was already hurt enough by the FB ghosting. Now you're committing libel against me to a sizable audience? I didn't do anything, bro. Like, we used to make funny, sarcastic comments about the teacher together during our times tables. I'm suing you. I just got one of those news notifications on my phone. You know those where like for a second it looks like CNN texted you and it's like, oh, what's up? It says Dr. Oz is running for a Senate seat in Pennsylvania. How do you turn these off? Sorry, I'm texting CNN back. Havana by Camilla. But even though I usually end up embarrassing myself at least a little bit during one of those moods, I definitely prefer it to the alternative where everything is just flipped around and it's like, actually, Thomas deserves to cry every day, 24/7 for the rest of his life, just pain streaming down his face. Havana is the worst song ever recorded. They should be ashamed of themselves. Why did I even take a picture of a sweater on a chair? I'm so stupid. I should be ashamed of myself. This thing is going in the trash. I'm lighting it on fire tonight, safely. Like outdoors on a tarp. That would be really, imagine this thing on fire. If you buy it, you could light it on fire. Does anyone want to buy this? I'll handle the shipping. But it's always better to be somewhere more in the middle. Unless you're Malcolm, actually. He had a lot of hard times. Actually, when I'm thinking about it now, he got to spend a lot of quality time with his family. Like, that was like an adventure per day. Like, Dewey died like 7 times. A lot happened. Yeah, Malcolm, I get it. You're angsty and complaining, but you did more than I've ever done in like a few years. And I'm 26 and rotting. currently. The other thing I wanted to talk about though is I can't stop thinking about the past. Has anyone had this recently? Like my nostalgia has gotten out of hand. Like, and it's always been a problem. I've always thrived off of nostalgia. Like for real, it's a passion for me. I love it. Like I bet even when I was like 9 years old, I was saying to my friends, like, remember last summer when we would like eat Fun Dip and watch Napoleon Dynamite all night? And they were probably like, yeah, but we still do that. Like we did that 2 hours ago. There's currently Fun Dip powder flying out of your mouth as you talk about it. Like the Napoleon Dynamite DVD is still warm. And I was probably like, yeah, but last summer it hit different. And honestly, guys, like Brandon, Thomas, I think they changed the Fun Dip recipe. I'll say it. Like that was supposed to be sour blue flavor. That was just unflavored sugar. Gosh, you know, Napoleon. He's not the same though. Like something, but literally lately, like whenever I'm doing anything else, like it could be, I could be having a good time, which does happen. I'll get this like iPhone pop-up notification in my brain and soul that's like, hey, just don't forget it's not the past, and the past was good and now is bad. Everything used to be better. Just reminding you, like, what's the point if it's not the past? And it's not the past, so what's the point? Anyway, hope you're well. Bye. And now that I'm talking about, like, that's not even nostalgia. Like, that's just depression. You have to look out for that because it'll sneak up on you and it'll pretend it'll be wearing a nostalgia outfit and be like, remember that time? It'll never be back. Didn't it feel good? Now it doesn't. That's right. Cry. Cry. And nostalgia feels good, like so good, but only for like a few seconds. And then for me at least, I always wake up out of it like a dream. Like one of those dreams, you ever dream about a celebrity that you didn't even realize you had a crush on, but you guys go on this like wondrous date slash just friendship retreat and you're like, I've never connected with somebody in real life this much. And we're kind of dating, but we're mostly just connecting and also holding hands. And then you wake up and it's like the most crushing feeling deep in your stomach. Like honestly, worse than being broken up with by a person you actually know. Like someone you dated for 4 months, but like a really intense 4 months. And then sometimes at that point, if you're feeling extra nutty, I like to call it, my lady, you'll DM the celebrity on Instagram. You ever do that? Like the first 10 minutes of being awake where you're not completely you yet and you're still taking risks. Like, hey, I know you never see this, but I just want to say that I had a dream that we were like eating ice cream and getting along really well and just like want to thank you for that. So like, thank you so much. And then they like immediately block you and it doesn't even make sense. It's like you must have been refreshing. Like how are you, like did your assistant do that? I also feel like nostalgia can be so weirdly universal. Like that's the weird thing about the internet. Like you ever see one of those like relatable nostalgia tweets and it almost doesn't make sense? It's like, how did you, like, did you talk to my mom? I can't think of an example right now. Actually, let me try my own. Okay, to the person watching this video right now, let's see if this matches up. Let's see if our nostalgia matches up. Ready? Close your eyes. Imagine like walking the track in 7th grade, like 0 period PE maybe, and like the cool December air is hitting your skin. It's like almost winter break, and like a 2nd generation iPod Nano is blasting All American Rejects. Did that work? I feel like it worked. Like I could be totally wrong, but I'm imagining everyone at home like, he's a magician. But maybe not. Maybe you guys are like, All American who? You'd have to like be my age exactly, ±2. I always wonder who's like actually watching my videos. Like, do you think any angry 50-year-old motorcycle dads are watching this right now? Like simply because it popped up and they're confused and they can't turn their computer off and they're just like, who is that? Why is he yelling at me? Take your hat off, sir. Be respectful. Sir, calm down, okay? If you're out there, just know I'm trying my best. Just like me, you, Thomas, we're all doing what we can. I'm just out here trying to connect with the millennial Gen Z cuspers. Do you know what that is? It means you're like not either one of them. I think that's what I am. Cause like Gen Z, you think of like a 14-year-old TikTok teen with interesting hair. But like millennial is also like 37-year-olds and I want nothing to do with that. I'm sorry, 37-year-olds. I want nothing to do with that. Like I'm not that, but I'm also not like a 15-year-old named Maddie with an eye with pink bangs. Like all the respect to her, but it's not me. A lot of the time too with nostalgia, maybe I'm saying something obvious here that everyone knows, but like it's not even about the thing itself, right? It's just about the fact that it was in the past, because the past is kind of like a movie and movies feel more comfortable than real life, so why wouldn't I want to be in a movie? Like the other day, literally, I walked into my kitchen, I swear to God, I went, it smells like my old dentist office in here. And for a second, I felt warmth from that. The dentist office when I was a kid was my least favorite place in the world. Not one one good thing ever happened there. And I'm now, 20 years later, like, I miss him. Like this year, especially, I don't know if anyone else has been doing this, but I've been feeling, believe it or not, lately I've been feeling nostalgic for last year. Like the fact that I've been feeling genuine nostalgia for like March to December 2020 is proof that nostalgia is simply like a random algebra equation that you can plug any old thing into. Hey, it's Drew from the video. Is there glitter on my face in this video? By the way, I'm confused. Anyway, I forgot to say in this video, like, I don't have any actual memories from COVID because I was just like sitting around and losing my mind. So the only thing I have to be nostalgic about is literally like, remember when I was like sitting on this same exact couch in this same exact room and like watching a different TV show and texting a different person? Yeah, remember when I texted that person? Like, that's all I have. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's zooming too much in on my face. That's why I'm talking so quickly. Okay, call me back. I really want to hear your voice. Okay. Bye. It could be anything. Like, I bet you if I was like kidnapped by wolves for like 3 years and they just like fed me dead worms and paced around me menacingly, like snarling their teeth like it was the Lion King 2, eventually, like 9 months after they let me free for whatever reason, I would be like, I miss them. I miss the big one. Like, he was sweet. Like, I should text the big one. Their snarls would like turn into a smile in my warped nostalgia perception. Like, my brain would nostalgify it. Your brain nostalgifies stuff, but that also doesn't help. You know, like people always say like, yeah, but don't think about the past like it was perfect. Like, the past was hard too. You're just not thinking about how hard it was. But it's like, I am. Like, it's always been hard. Trust me, I know that. I realized this the other day. I have just been saying, yeah, I don't know, it's been a really weird time. Like, sorry, I've been having a really hard month. I've been saying that like since I learned how to talk. Like, my first sentence when I was a baby was probably, sorry, it's just been a weird week. It's not something that has ever begun or ended. It's just a weird life. I've just honestly been really struggling with it, like this obsession with the past. Like, for me, it's this apartment I lived in like 5 years ago. Check out the apartment tour, link in the description. Just kidding. I did do one though. I mean, I guess, should I put it? It doesn't matter. But I just like flash back to that time in my brain and it's like I'm almost there for a second and then it evaporates. And like one of those celebrity dreams, like I feel so crushed by the fact that I can't hold on to it, and like it feels like things smelled differently and the sun was like brighter for some reason and music sounded better, and I don't even know if that's true, but it feels true, and that's kind of the same thing, right? I just want to like teleport there so badly. Like, that's what it's come to. Like, when I was a kid, did you ever do that thing where like you imagine there was an elevator in your closet and you could like ride it downstairs to like a giant arcade that somebody had built into your basement, but it wasn't real and you didn't even have a basement? Now I just want to like get into a closet elevator and ride it all the way down to when I was 19, you know? Speaking of arcades, by the way, I totally forgot about this. Last year, I bought this on eBay last year at the peak of like my childhood nostalgia obsession. It's the button from this game at the arcade. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll put a picture of it here. This game, I got the button of it. People just sell arcade game parts, and I just thought that was so cool that I could have it in my room, and people really use this, and so many motorcycle dads probably got frustrated because they did this at the wrong time and didn't get the grand prize. It's moving like it's a ghost. No, I'm just shaking. And like, honestly, I shouldn't always trust my version of what the past was, because like, I know I get it wrong sometimes when I really think about it. Like, I was thinking about this recently, like, I am constantly having these heart-pounding, terrifying panic attacks where I can't stop moving. Like, I'm living inside of a horror film right now. Like, if I do not die within 3 minutes, science doesn't make sense. Like, this is what it feels like to die. I know that. But then, like, 25 minutes later, someone will text me like, hey, what's up? How are you? And I'm like, I'm good. Had kind of an anxiety thing earlier, but it wasn't too bad. I'm fine. And I'm not even like downplaying it, like lying to them on purpose. I genuinely believe that at that point. Like, you just forget so quickly what actually happened because your memories can't have feelings in them. They just can't. And like, it's annoying, but I know deep down that if there's any antidote to like feeling obsessed with the past and not being able to get over it and move on, it has to be staying in the present moment and like being grateful for that. And I know that's a cliche, but it is one that I have to remind myself of literally constantly, because even by the time I'm done like saying or thinking the sentence, stay in the present moment, I'm like already out of it. Like, by the time I say present, my brain is like, presents. Remember Christmas 2004 when I got my first Zune? I want my Zune back. Like, I know it's cliche, but I have to be grateful. Like, for me, right now, if I'm really looking at it, like, I'm sitting here making a video for you that you're still watching, talking about stuff that is about as close to my heart as I can get, even though I'm, like, shaky and I'm kind of hungry and my thighs are sweaty and I feel like I haven't gone outside enough today and it's already 1 p.m. and I feel like it's gonna get dark around, like, 3:45 and I'm not gonna get enough vitamin D and then I'm gonna, like, fall over and die. Around 3 years from now, I'm gonna be like, remember when I made that video about nostalgia and I thought that my thighs were sweaty, but I miss my sweaty thighs? Like, they were sweaty, don't get me wrong, but like, I miss that sweat. Like, why didn't I just bottle up 1 drop? I wanna put it back. I wanna re-sweat my thighs in a 2021 type of way. I've been doing that recently, like, for real, like, as a challenge. You ever do that thing where you're like, let me try and see this time right now as like a nostalgic thing that I'll feel like when I'm an old man. Like, sometimes I'll be in the grocery store. Do you ever do that thing? Maybe this is like too specific, but I'll be like, I wonder if I would ever look at a picture of what this Walgreens looks like right now and be like, whoa, that looks so 2021. All this stuff is like old. Like, whoa, magazines used to look like that. Look at those 2021 fonts. It's so strange. It's so strange. Motorcycle Dad, how you doing? I knew you would. That's right, sob for me. He's crying, guys! We did it! An entire audience is revealed, everyone's screaming, now look under your seats! You all got a vintage arcade button! They all go under the, yeah! Now press those buttons! Boom, boom, boom. You hear the pressing, it turns into a beat. I start dancing, I'm like, press those buttons, we can do it in the present, be ourselves. Hi, Mama. I know it seemed like the video was over and it was supposed to be, but I was editing it and something about a video being 17 minutes long doesn't sit right with me. Like, it feels like a nasty little length, like almost immoral. And also I showed the video so far to someone in my family, I'm not gonna get specific about who, because I have boundaries even though I'm a celebrity, and that's one thing I'm learning in celebrity therapy, but we'll get into that in my future content. Thank you, Dr. Drew, by the way. Name twin. It's an insider. But seriously, dude, for all you've done, bro. I showed them that video, or this video, that you just watched, and their response was, and I quote, fascinating, but not many big laughs. And I'm not great with criticism, I'll be honest. Like, when they said that, all I heard was, you're not funny, so what makes you believe that you're allowed or deserve to be on this planet? Why are you here? What makes you think you should be here? I didn't lash out, honestly. I know better than to, I mean, I don't know, but I do that sometimes. But Google the term self-flagellation. I don't know why I'm assuming you wouldn't know what that means, but I learned it recently. I did that, look that up. I did that for like for like 7 hours. But it made me think, like, I want my videos to make you go, and LOL. And maybe this one was more of the first one, so I decided to write some jokes for the end, and a little segment that I've now invented that I'm gonna call Little Friend Drew is on his bed now, and he's gonna make a funny. I always think that's cute when people say, have you ever heard somebody say, I made a funny, you made a funny? It's like an annoying thing to say, but I think it's really cute. So these are jokes about like current celebrity gossip. I wanted to be like topical, kind of like a late night host or something. Like, this is my monologue, kind of like, what's the guy's name? Jimmy Falcon? Is that it? He's a bird. He's a bird that hosts a show. I want to be like him, but Peter Falcon. I want to be like Peter Falcon. Okay, so here's the first one. Pete Davidson is now reportedly dating Kim Kardashian. When asked why, Pete replied, I just love dating women. It's a compulsion for me. Wow. Honestly, at this point I'm not sure I even enjoy it. I plan to date most adult women by 2045. Kim Kardashian is of course on that list, and she's fairly attractive, so I thought I'd cross her off of the list. Just kidding. Oh, this relationship was organized by our respective publicists. Why does anybody think any of this stuff is real? Seriously, it is a marketing tactic. Okay, he went off. Shawn Mendes and Camilla Cabello, who I talked about in one of the unfunny parts of my video, have parted ways. Imagine like one of those pictures with the zigs that you get it. Camilla posted to her Insta story, I had to do it. I couldn't handle it anymore. You know that song he has that goes, now I'm needing stitches, or cause I didn't get enough kisses or whatever? Like, yeah, that song is good, but it's all he talks about. The other day I asked him what he had for breakfast and he said, I had stitches, I mean pancakes. And then he just started singing it. It's unhinged at this point. Okay, she went off too. Her and Pete should date. This one, I just looked up top celebrity news and one of the articles I got was called Kristen Stewart is breathtaking in this strapless pink gown. And I thought of a joke for that was, at least it wasn't lower backless pink gown, then she would have been new mooning us. Because if you remember Twilight, I think Peter Falcon was in that actually. Yeah, he played Twilight. He played Mr. Twilight. Gigi Hadid is blonde again. Turns out what they say is true. Blondes have more money and therefore power in this society. Okay. I went off that time. Adele came out with a new album called 30. When I heard that title, I thought, 30? Why'd she name her album after the amount of fingers I have times 3? And then my friend Steven, who is missing a finger, said, why'd she name her album after the number of fingers I have times 3.333333 in infinite threes? And then we both said, wait a second, she named it that because that's her age. She's such a narcissist. Why is it always about you, Adele? How about you call it 47? That's how old one of my cousins is. Why don't you? It's like, why is it never about my cousin? Okay, this is the last one. I saw an article called Priyanka Chopra, How Nick Jonas and I Make Long Distance Marriage Work. And I didn't read the article, but this isn't really a joke, but the thing that popped into my head was Nick Jonas is really good at texting. Maybe he's fire with his emojis. Like maybe that's how they make it work, that Nick Jonas really knows how to text. I shouldn't have said that. You probably hate me now. We shouldn't be friends anymore. I should delete my YouTube channel. I should light this bed on fire. Okay, that was fun. Maybe I should just make dedicated celebrity gossip videos. Is everybody going, did that make you laugh? I just want to make people laugh, but I also want to make them go, whoa! Or like, ooh, ooh, ew! Look who's still here. Also, I forgot I was gonna put this baby doll torso on it and like super glue it, but I hate super glue. Like, there's some times in life that you just need to use super glue, and I always have to go to the store to get new super glue, because whenever I buy a little thing of it, I try to get the smallest amount, and every time I'm like, this time I'm not gonna get it on my fingers. I swear to Lord, this time I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna be so careful, like one of those people who writes their name on a piece of rice, but every time I glue all of my fingers together and I ruin the next like 3 weeks for myself. Okay, well thanks for watching. I never say that. Merry Christmas. Okay.